Hi guys, just doing this intro video for this particular day's shooting. I'm actually heading off to Kewarra Beach again for an inspection. Um, I've got not high hopes about the inspection in that it's a four-bedroom place. It's a bit run down compared to its prime, which I saw it from Street View at 2015. The place was in better nick, certainly externally. But you know, it's a big block, and it has a horrible looking kitchen, and I don't like the interior walls. They're the sort of raw block concrete, you know, that needs to be filled in my opinion. I think it looks really half built when you have a place like that. So I'd have to have it all fixed up. So there's a lot of work to be done, but it is possible I could bid on this one because they're looking at mid 400s to high 400s. I'm not going to spend, I would not bid more than mid 400s. I just don't think it's worth it because there's too much work to be done. But someone there might have deep pockets. You just don't know. I don't know how many people are going to show up, but whatever. The reason I'm doing this intro video though is actually just to show you this jerry built job I've got of the GoPro. This is the old housing. I've gone back to that because unfortunately the new housing, I've got that mark on the lens. It just happened to hit directly in the center there, so that's why you've got that distortion on the videos on the previous one that you would have seen. This from now on I'll go back to this one. I think it gives a clearer picture, but you see the housing at the back is not attached. I've never used it for going underwater or anything like that. And so it doesn't need to be sealed, but I want to put my fingers on the housing as opposed to the actual camera because you'll get sound going straight through. Actually, the sound should be better because there's so much space there because it's so totally open now. So I'm using a rubber band. It's just a bush fix to basically hold it together. The major advantage of the other one that I bought was it had a hole in the side here, so I could actually charge it without taking the housing off. Although the GoPro's been acting a bit strange lately. It's getting long in the tooth, so maybe it's time for a change. But I really want a camera that can handle low light. And the only one on the market that I've seen is an Apple. There's an Apple little mini camera like this. It's got a very wide lens though, and it's got a 1-inch chip in there, and that's gathers a lot more information, so you can actually shoot in low light. But it's not cheap, and I don't like supporting Apple as a company. I think they're scumbags, but you know, that's just my personal opinion. You know, I have to think strong about getting a camera like that. At the moment, my major concern with money is to get myself another home. Anyway, I'm going to be heading off in a couple of hours on the bus to get up there. I couldn't get a lift with Lynette. She said she'd be happy to take me on tours of the houses and what have you, but she hasn't got a car. She paid big bucks to have the car transported up to her new home in Whitfield. And the dickheads have been just spinning a total BS about the progress. She did it over a month ago. She gave them plenty of time, and it still hasn't arrived. It's supposed to arrive today, but even the guy driving the trucks for this company said that they're lying bastards. So that gives you an indication of the type of people she's dealing with. So fingers crossed that Lynette's got herself a car today, because that was something I didn't expect. Because it'd be great to have a friend who could actually drive me around and give her petrol money, whatever she requires, but just for the convenience. But the bus service here is not bad. A rather colourful character just sitting nearby on the other side of the bus stop here at Lake Street. Some guy trying to help her out. I think she's trying to get arrange some sort of transport for him, and I think she told him where to go in rather colourful terms. Oh, this is a classic Cairns moment. Of course, while I'm recording, she's gone quiet. Damn. Typical. The sign's actually working now for the So you can see the destinations and how long the buses got to go. That's an improvement. Saw a really interesting Airbnb place in Smithfield, right up the top of a hill. Pretty cheap, only about $1,000 a month. And it looked really swish, except you had a very steep driveway to get up there. But it didn't look super steep. It was obviously which place it was, because it's the only one that was elevated in the court. So yeah, it looked rather nice. The only thing is the guy didn't have any reviews. So it's a bit of a risk if you book an Airbnb place and there's been no reviews. Mind you, the reviews are rubbish anyway to a large extent. They're compromised because people don't want to offend the hosts. So you get more honest reviews on booking.com than you do on Airbnb. Right, I'm at Kewarra Beach. That's the esplanade just down there. Very beautiful it is. And there's the bus stop just got off at. Now, we'll see how lousy my directions is. I've got to go over to the left. There's a connecting road there. And then I should have to do a right-hand turn. This is probably a pointless exercise today. As I said, if there's a lot of people walking through, it's going to look pretty grim. So we'll just see. There's just not enough places on the market. So you're looking towards the Cook highway down there. The hills in the background, very nice. And this street just cuts through. Can't see the name of it. You can probably see it better than me. So this street just cuts through to the middle section, and then I've just got to do a right-hand turn to get to the street I need to go down. Bit of wind, unfortunately. Yeah, this is actually the same area. I had an inspection a little while back, the first inspection down here at Scarborough. Scarborough's on the opposite side of the main road heading up out of here. So I think the bus goes up another couple of streets, then cuts through and meanders, and as buses do, and eventually gets back to the main strip. But I've got plenty of time because the bus leaves to go back to the Big Smoke at about 12:40, and it's probably about 10 to midday now. So it's very quiet around here. Gee, like I say, I love the contrast, but just people aren't selling their houses. They're not putting them up. I think they will when they see the prices have jumped, but I don't know. And I'll tell you another thing that really gets me coming out here. If you wanted to actually walk across the highway, there's absolutely no pedestrian bridges. It's basically designed for cars only. So if you're on this side of the Kewarra Beach, the other side, if you don't have a car, you're stuffed. You're utterly stuffed, and that is, in my opinion, lousy urban planning. There should at least be a footbridge from each of the main beaches across to the other side of the road. To my knowledge, there isn't. So yeah, I think that's piss poor, to be honest with you. Because the prices of places on the other side of the beach they drop substantially, because the place that it was a 2-bedroom place, but it had a huge veranda, nice block of land, and I think they were looking for the mid-300s for that property. I just couldn't do it because there's no buses going there. That's the other thing. No, absolutely no bus service on the other side of the beach. On the other side of the Cook Highway, you've got nothing. Right, now that should be Scarborough just there, right up there. Not a sign of a footpath around here. Interesting, as I say, that's the way it is around here. Actually, I'll get the other side of the road, I can see the sign, because I'm sure that's Scarborough, and the next one coming up is going to be the one I need to go down. I can't remember the damn name of it, but I'm sure that's Scarborough, and it is indeed Scarborough, and that's where I did the first inspection of a place. I think it was in the low 400s they wanted, and it was in really good nick, but it wasn't a duplex. It was actually like a unit, but it had a shared driveway. And apparently the only issue there is it might be an issue with insurance. Anyway, this is Bondi, and it goes into the one that's where the inspection's taking place. And I'm getting a bit more wind. And we'll probably start seeing all the vultures circling around their cars pretty soon. And I will try not to fall over this time. I'll try not to be a klutz. Huh, look at that. Well, the cost of furniture here is cheap. That's good to see. They're giving away furniture. The land of milk and honey. I obviously haven't heard of Gumtree. People would pick that up and pay for it for sure. But yeah, that's good to see. Free goods in the street. Quite attractive. So this is actually the where the property is, just down here, and I just cannot remember the name of it. It's only very small because it's a continuation of Bondi. And as I say, on Street View you can see it was in better nick. So Bondi turns around the corner. Oh, that's it, yeah. Coogee, yeah, that's it. Coogee. That's as where, see, and there's the sign there out the front. So definitely got the right place. And so the agents are all prepared. It won't be the one who rang me who was the senior guy there. He, which is fairly impressive. He actually gave me a call. Yes. Oh, it looks like they're open for business from what I can see. Yeah. Okay. Well, they've got the gate open and everything. So there's a couple of slats missing on those gates. They were in better condition previously. Yeah, it was this guy here, Ray Murphy, who rang me. So I think it was Ray Murphy. He's their top salesman, I think. So, but there's someone else showing the place around. So this is the property. It looks okay here. A little worn, but not too bad. Yeah, people look after their places, though, don't they? See all the. I was intrigued to see whether this place goes through to the. If you can walk through there to the actual bush, because if I recall online, I saw there was a couple of. It looks like a common area, but maybe it's not. It looks like a common area, but I didn't see any paths on the other end, so I'm not sure. Well, it's not private property because the property lines would be on the other sides. So I don't know. I don't know if this goes through to. It sort of looks like a drainage area. Dogs everywhere. Dueling dogs. No, it doesn't seem to go. It doesn't go through to anything. No, I think it's just for drainage. Yeah. Yeah, that's how it looked on the map. Some of these actually connect to the to creeks. You can sort of walk right down to the beach, but not here, unfortunately. As you can see, the canines are doing well over here. Had that last week, didn't I? Had the barking neighbour dog. Although not directly, this is not directly opposite. There's quite a nice streetscape. Yeah, like I say, it's certainly quiet enough, but I don't know how early I am. Maybe I'm. See what time it is. Oh, 8 minutes before the inspection starts. It's very close to the beach, though. That's what I do like. Quite a nice area. Be nice not to have being out of an apartment block and not have to worry about the bloody overflowing bins. It's nice to have your own for a change. Presumably they collect once a week. That's something you have to put up those industrial sounds of bins being emptied. It's virtually every day where I live. But it's a real drag. So a bit of serenity would be nice. Yeah, it's all. This has been cleared out. There's a little shed here, and there's the back. There's a whole. In the photos, it looks a lot messier because the people were still there. So they've obviously moved out. I don't know what this is here. This little. Geez, I don't. very dry. Oh, it's a huge area. Okay. Well, the tiles are better than I expected, the tiles here. The shed. Yeah, that's a bit ordinary. I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, this is all covered. They had a pool here and they had all this other crap lying around. It does look a lot better when you clear it out. Look at the beach. Actually, it's not correct. I don't think the beach is down there. Wow, I did not expect that. Wow. It was myself and two couples that walked through there, so there's very little interest in the place. It needs renovation, I already knew that, but I think I've got a really good chance of getting the price I was asking for. I think I'm in. Unless there's competition, I think I'm gonna be okay with this one. Totally not what I expected. The kitchen was a lot better than I expected. It looked terrible in the photos, but it's actually more open than it looks. The lights are terrible. It needs to be rendered or painted. It needs TLC. It needs a lot of TLC. But I'm pretty impressed. I'm very happy with it. Funnily enough, one of the couples actually knew who I was from my my YouTube blog. That was not expected either. So that was a little added bonus. Not as important as the actual as this inspection though. Amazing how little interest there was in this place compared to the Yorkeys Yorkeys Knob place. Just bizarre. You know, real estate confounds me. One of the things that was a little disappointing was that there's two bedrooms, well there's three bedrooms and they're all too small. I mean, there's too many rooms. So I think there's a definite need to knock out a wall in those bedrooms to make it larger. It's not a big deal because the actual the living area and the kitchen area aren't as bad as I thought, and the tiles in the back are in reasonably good nick. That I didn't expect that, so that's a big bonus. And yeah, it's actually much better than I expected. I mean, I've been so pessimistic the last few days. I mean, really down about this whole thing. But I would be absolutely over the moon if I can buy this place, and I'm going to put in a conservative offer. I think at least I'm in a position where I can be taken seriously. It'll have to be a conditional offer at the moment because the finances are going to go through on hopefully my finances of the buyer of my property are going to go through as of Tuesday. But again, I'd be happy to put a conditional offer in. Yeah, it's just amazing. So that's not what I expected, is it? Life is great that way. Sometimes, you know, you can get things happen you don't expect, and like I said, this couple that I spoke to. Oh man, what was her? I'm shocking with name. Alex, and what was her name? Can't remember it. Oh, sorry, I apologise. Send me that message, and I'll remember your name then. But they seem like nice people, and they said that the content in my YouTube channel has been of real help to them. I've had a few people say that of recent times, so it's very gratifying, and it is getting rather difficult in the real estate area. It's quite competitive, but this is strange today. I didn't expect this. this could be an indication that maybe things are off the boil. I better get my ticket ready for the bus. But yeah, I'm just buzzing a bit, so it's very good news. Very good news. I think I'm in a real chance here, and apparently the owner's pretty keen to sell, so it's looking really good. Fingers crossed. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you think there's anything there of use to you, or entertainment or whatever. And either do that or give me a thumbs up, or if you're feeling really energetic, do both. That'd be great.